Hello, my name's Linda. I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator making a 5 by 5 inch card today. I'm working in inches today. And it's going to be a birthday card. I'm using mainly the jar of flowers. I'm using one other stamp set just for a sentiment, as there aren't any sentiments on this one. I'm using basic grey cardstock as my card base. So this is 10 inches by 5 inches. I have another piece of basic grey. This is 4 1/8 square. I'm using some of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper. I really love this paper, using it quite a lot. And I've cut quite a few pieces here. So my largest piece is 4 7/8 square. I have another piece at 3 7/8 square again. And then I have these two pieces, and these are both at 4 7/8 by 2 3/8. And then lastly I have two pieces of Whisper White, a thick piece and a normal piece. This one's 4 by 4, this is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. This is the piece that we're going to be stamping a sentiment on, and we're going to be using this on the card front. And I've also got another piece of Whisper White, I'm used thick again, which I'm going to do some stamping on. I'm going to go straight into stamping. I'm going to be using this one and the jar and the stems. Using Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to be colouring these in with my blend today. I've already set my stamps up with my flower stems on the other side, so I can just ink that and stamp it down. And that's ready to go. I've already gone ahead and done some colouring. I've used Balmy Blue and Floaty Flamingo, Night of Navy. I've also used some grey there to bring in the background. And I've done my jar. I've fussy cut this out just with scissors, and then I've gone around the edges with a black marker pen. And I'm going to use the punch just to punch out the jar. And here's my finished jar and flowers. I've gone for a sort of an old-fashioned look. I'm going to do a little bit of scoring. So this is the 10 inch across the top. We're going to score at 5 inches. And then just flip it over and score at 2 1/2 inches. So we're just going to burnish our card now. So just like a normal card here, this is actually a fancy fold card today that I'm making, a really simple one. I can see that I've not cut my card straight there. I'm just going to sort that out. Just cut the edge off there because I'd done something wrong. And so the card opens like this, and we're going to fold this one back. So our card is going to be like this. So I'm going to be using this Designer Series paper on the back here, and then I'm putting these two on here. So this one's going to go on here. I had to cut another little piece off. My cutting has not been great this morning. I've put some double-sided tape on the back here, and I'm going to stick these down so the corners that aren't sticky first, and I can try and get it straight. And then I'm going to do the same with these two, and they're going to be on these two pieces here, so they're going to bend like this. When I cut these two pieces, I cut one piece and then cut it in half so that they match, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and stick these two down. And so far, so good. So quite an easy card so far. I have my 3 squares here, and I'm going to be sticking one on top of the other. So we're making a layer like this. I'm using some Tombow glue for this. Don't use too much. The last time I used my glue, it was misbehaving and it kept coming out really fast. And then this one's going to layer onto here. So bringing our card base in, I'm going to stick this like this So we've got the square in the middle, but we're only sticking it on this side so it opens like this. So I want to put double-sided tape just on the side that is going to stick onto here. Because I don't want to go over on the other side, because if I go too far over this side, my card's going to stick together. I've put my ruler here, so I know that this is 4 inches, and I know that I need to keep my double-sided tape within the 2 inches. I'm going to take all the paper off my double-sided tape, take the release paper off, and so the glue is on this side. We want to stick to this side. I'm going to go by eye, and there we go. So if you put glue on here, it would stick to here and then it wouldn't work. So there we go. This has got a very 70s feel to it. I'm using the Happy Birthday, and that's the sentiment from Seaside Notions. I use that a lot, one of my favourite stamp sets. I'm going to use basic grey, and I'm stamping on the smaller piece of Whisper White. So this is the 3 7/8 square, and I'm just going to stamp that in the middle. I'm going to stick my jar on, but before I do that, I'm just going to go over with a little bit of Wink of Stella. And I'm also going to go over my flowers with it. I'm going to use wet glue for my jar, and then I want to pop the flowers up. I'm putting it in the centre of where my card fold is. Oops. I want it quite low because I need to get my flowers in here. So I put some foam on the back of my flowers. I'm just going to pop those up. I decided to add my bow to my jar. I've used a little piece, little dab of fabric glue. I've used this Fabri-Tac. Now we need to finish by putting our sentiment inside the card. So I want it to go in here, but I want this to cover it up. And I deliberately made this just a tiny bit smaller so it'll be easier to hide it. So I'm just going to stick this in the middle of my card, and then when it closes you can't see until you open it, and it stands like this. I really love this card. It's got a real retro feel to it. I think it's the background. It's got a real 60s, 70s feel to it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.